I could quite possibly have one of the most fun jobs on the planet. While most people are tasked with the goal of building things, I'm tasked with the goal of breaking them. My job as a software QA engineer is to ensure that a great idea isn't stifled by poor execution. Software QAs are usually viewed as the villains to the hero software engineer, and management thinks of us as nitpicky trolls that cause delays. But what if I told you QA is here to help? These stigmas can definitely weigh on you, especially when approaching releases and deadlines, but without us, the Samsung Note happens. Windows Vista can happen. There's even a case where software bugs cause cancer patients to die because they received the wrong dose of radiation. Today we rely heavily on software. Our bank cards, our online shopping, even cars are software based. And without testing, would you really trust those products? Imagine this scenario. You buy a new Tesla because that's the future, right? When you go to register the car, they ask you to input your name. Well, last week you learned you can put emojis there and every single time you get in your car, you see them on the dashboard. That's a fun idea. So you make this your name. What you don't realize is the autopilot system isn't equipped to handle these types of characters, and the first time you go to use it, you crash. That's just a scenario, but this could have been a reality without software QAs. Why, just this weekend I was able to save my company a bunch of money by switching to QA insurance. But really, we had an issue that could have potentially cost us $1 million deal, but due to some QA mischief, we were able to avert that disaster. And this happens all the time, even with major companies. With seemingly bulletproof software, we're a necessary evil to the industry, and we're not going anywhere. But even knowing how necessary a position is, it can be hard to remain happy and feel like a positive contributor. But trust me, there's ways to make QA more fun and ultimately make yourself a better engineer. You just need to go back to your roots. Just because this is your job doesn't mean you can't feel like a kid again. See this guy? He's the best tester in the world, and I take him with me every day at work. This is me at 6 years old, and boy did I love to test things. To push things to their limit. What's the latest time I can go outside? Can you put a car in a drive without it being turned on? I love to push things to the limit, ultimately break them, which caused lots of frustration on my parents, but it helped them to truly define the rules, much like software engineers. In software QA, you need to regress back to your childlike nature and enjoy that you're allowed to break things for a living. You have to realize you have legal permission to misuse and break things. Have fun with that. Gamifying testing has also helped me to make QA more fun. Creating a system that allowed me to score points at each sprint turned my testing from a chore into a challenge. The hunts for bugs became a puzzle challenge, kind of like Sudoku in a way. Early on in my career, a software engineer and I played a game where he would leave Easter eggs in his code and I would have to try to find them. It made both of our jobs more fun and challenging, and ultimately ensured that our project was fully tested. This also made our interactions a lot more pleasant because instead of me just telling him about the things that didn't work, it was more about finding the challenges that he left for me. The best way I found to make testing more fun though is to realize that the anger and frustration directed towards me when I found a bug were ultimately not about me or the quality of my work. Recently I found a bug with some entry field and I presented it to the QA engineer, and his initial response was one of anger. Now we need to address this bug before we can continue to do anything else. This is going to delay a release by who knows how long. I can say that at first it felt like I was letting the team down, but then I realized his response was kind of ridiculous and it actually wasn't about me at all. I couldn't allow his response to deter me from doing my job. I can't simply sweep these findings under the rug just because I'm ashamed of what he might say. Being a software QA engineer is not a villainous position. We're helping just as much as our developer counterparts. We have to realize that there's a reason why we chose this career path, because we love to break things.